Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. This is Mike, and this is Mike Dell's World number 409. And I emphasize the word "for" because the last couple episodes I've introduced it as 500 and whatever. And I don't know how I got my numbering off, but anyway, this is 409. Yesterday's episode was 408, and the one before that was 407. So I have no idea where that brain fart came from. Anyway, I just wanted to correct that. And as you see, I'm playing with the Rodecaster Pro 2. So I loaded some sound effects. I'll quit doing that. I just thought it would be interesting. Anyway, we're talking about a particular building here in Traverse City. And to most people, it's probably not something that would be interesting. It's a fast food place. Currently, it's a Jersey Mike's. But that building has a bit of history with me, and it has a bit of history, period. It's amazing what you can find out if you look into a certain address. So this particular address currently is 110 Munson Avenue in Traverse City. But before it was 110 Munson Avenue, the site used to be addressed at 1504 East Front Street in Traverse City. They kind of rearranged that whole area due to the college, Northwestern Michigan College, which is just north of this building, right on US 31, actually. And the college built a museum right there at that intersection, and they put in a new road that was designated East Front Street, and then Munson Avenue used to start a few miles up the road, and they extended it down to that intersection. So that's why it got the new designation, but it's right on kind of the corner. Not really a corner, it's a curve. And then Front Street goes straight now into the college campus. Across the street was also a very important building / establishment in my high school years. It was the Shadowland Bar. And I know that sounds crazy that a bar would be a thing that I would remember from high school, but they had a video game arcade called the Electronic Casino, which was built, kind of in front of the bar or beside the bar, kind of an extension of the bar. And during the day, they would be open, for an arcade. We used to go in there and play video games. And that's kind of why this building I'm talking about that was Jersey Mike's is important. But I'll get to that a little bit later. And I'll tell you, doing the research on this, ChatGPT really helped me out. Now, who knows whether it's accurate or not, but it seems right. So this building started, again, at 1504 East Front Street, and it started out as an Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. And this was in the late 70s, early 80s, no exact dates, but Arthur Treacher's is, I believe, still around in very limited numbers. But I don't remember that, to be honest with you. I knew it was something before it was some of the things I remember, but I don't specifically remember Arthur Treacher's. But in 1981, they became an outfit called Burger Square. And Burger Square was, and this was from 1981 to 1984, the whole time I was in high school. And the high school is just on the other side of the college campus, so it's like a half mile away. And at the time, Traverse City Senior High, which is now called Traverse City Central, because we have a second high school now. But Traverse City Senior High School had what was known as an open campus. And basically, we could leave whenever we wanted and come back whenever we wanted. They didn't restrict us to stay at the school. So at lunchtime, we would go across the college campus, which was, right next door, and go to kind of the fast food row. There really wasn't a lot of fast food there, but Burger Square was one of them. The Electronic Casino was another one because they had snacks and whatnot. And there was a Papa J's Pizza, and I don't know, there was a couple other things around that we could easily walk to for lunch. So that's what a lot of us did. And some of us skipped school and would play video games for a couple hours. I never did that. Yeah, right. Anyway, so Burger Square, that was the business, the first business I remember in there, but I knew it was something else before, of course, Arthur Treacher's. But Burger Square, they were kind of like, think of White Castle or Crystal. They had the little square burgers, and I don't know, you could get like 3 of them for $1 or something like that. I don't know what's going on with my watch here. It's vibrating. Anyway, Burger Square, like I said, it was like that. You get 3 burgers for $1 and a drink for quarter or whatever it was. It was pretty cheap. And they also had video games in there. And they had one in there. And I wish I could remember the name of the video game, but I would play that and, eat my burgers. And, that was kind of the lunch hangout. And over time they had a contest, who could get the highest score on this game. And, you'd win lunch and a T-shirt and whatnot. And I won it. I didn't win it. I got second place. So I got a T-shirt and lunch. I don't know what first place was, but anyway, Vanguard, I think it was called. I don't remember. It was one of those 80s video games. But anyway, so that was Burger Square. And like I said, it was definitely a hangout during high school. Like I said, it didn't last too long. And then after Burger Square got out of there, the building was empty for quite a while, I guess. And anyway, Dairy Queen. There we go. And it wasn't a full-blown Dairy Queen, where they had burgers and all that stuff. There's 2 types of burger, or why do I keep saying Burger King? There's 2 types of Dairy Queens. There's the Dairy Queen, used to be called a Brazier store, that would have burgers and stuff like that. And then there was just the plain ice cream shop. And basically this was a Dairy Queen ice cream shop. It didn't have all the burgers and all the other fast food that Dairy Queen has in some stores. We still have one here in Traverse City, and it's strictly a ice cream place. It's not a full-blown fast food place like some of them. But they were in there from the mid 80s, so 84, 85 up till the early 90s. And it was I was in the Air Force, so I really never went there or anything like that. So I was out of there by then. And then and I remember this right after I got out of the Air Force in the early 90s. It was still Dairy Queen for a little bit, and then it turned into a Schlotsky's Deli. I had never heard of Schlotsky's, but it was a Schlotsky's Deli. And, I ate there a couple times. It was okay. I don't remember it super vividly because it didn't really last very long. It was only there until, like 94, 95. So it was only a couple of years. I was home while it was there. Then it turned into a Luigi's Pizzeria and Cafe. And Luigi's was there for quite a while. Luigi's was an offshoot of another pizza place in town called Mancino's. And Mancino's opened up this Luigi's at that location, and it hung out, probably for 5-6 years, and then they switched it to a Mancino's. So then it turned into a Mancino's. And that was, I believe, about the time that Shadowland got tore down, and they reconfigured that intersection and changed the name to Munson Avenue instead of Front Street. Front Street, by the way, is the main drag through Traverse City, and parts of it are part of US 31 and M37, and a little further to the west, M72 even. So it's multiple roads at the same time. But anyway, I digress. But Mancino's was there for, a few years, not really that long. And then Mancino's sort of got rid of that location, and they got rid of a bunch of locations. They're down to one right now, in Traverse City anyway. But they're good. They get good subs. That was probably my favorite thing about them. And then Mancino's moved out of there in 2010, and it became a Mancino, or no, did not become a Mancino. It became That's a Pizza. That's a small chain around Traverse City. And it became That's a Pizza. Never really had anything to do with them, so I don't really know much about it and all that. And then in 2021, it became a Jersey Mike's, and that's what it is today. But it's the same building, same kind of layout. The colors change, and the facade changes, but it is definitely the same bones of that building. And like I said, it's still there. It's Jersey Mike's. I ate at Jersey Mike's one time and decided they are way too proud of whatever seasoning that they use, and I'm never going to go there again. That's just me. Everybody likes their own thing. But, it is silly that I think about this building because, it's just a fast food place. Who cares? Well, I did. Because, like I said, it was a spot that, during my high school years was kind of my hangout. Just like the state park in Interlochen I talked about yesterday was also a hangout. And it's still there, obviously. And, of course, this building is still there. And, I might do another one of these. There's another building in town that has a similar type of history that I'm not as connected to, but might be interesting. I don't know. We'll see. We got a month here. I said this being the third installment of the Napod Pomo run, I think, or fourth. I don't know. Now I got to look. Yeah, so this one is for the third. Yeah. That's it. Okay, got it. Anyway, that's what I have for today. Like I said, 110 Munson Avenue, Traverse City. And tomorrow I think I might do a sound seeing tour. Remember those from way back? I used to record from the car or walking or, at some sort of an event. Well, I think I'm just going to do a driving one tomorrow. I have to make a trip out to Interlochen, and maybe on the way back, I'll do a sound seeing tour. See what that comes to. Otherwise, everybody have a good day. Hopefully, we'll talk to you tomorrow.